Hey everyone, this is the ingredients we're going to use for our bouncy ball. Hey everyone, this is Shaheen here. Today we're going to do a fun experiment making homemade bouncy balls. This is one I made earlier today, and we're going to show you how quick and easy it is to do this. First, you're going to need a few things. Borax, you can get it at any dollar store, Walmart, whatever. Glue, liquid glue. It can be clear or white. I have clear, and I have the big size because my kids use a lot of glue to make slime, etc. You can use a small bottle, it's perfectly fine. You'll need a little bit of cornstarch. You'll need 2 containers, 2 little glasses. I am using the jars because they're easy to see through while I show you, and I like the fat mouth one for the one I'm gonna mix to the final ball. You're gonna need 2 measuring spoons, a half tablespoon and a tablespoon. You're gonna need hot water. You're gonna need a stirrer to mix it up. I have a bamboo skewer. You can use a butter knife, anything like that. And food coloring is optional, but I definitely recommend it because it's a lot funner than just a white, clear, bouncy ball. Okay, first thing we're gonna do is in our first cup, we're gonna mix our borax, which is gonna be 1/2 tablespoon of borax, 1/2 tablespoon of borax. In hot water, we're gonna put 2 tablespoons of hot water. Make sure the water's hot, it helps to dissolve the borax. 1 and 2. We're gonna stir really well until it's dissolved. A little note, you wanna stir for about a minute. It's gonna appear to be dissolved, but because it's so saturated, you have so much borax and such a little bit of water, once you leave it for a minute or so, it's going to start to settle. And you'll be able to see the mixture, the elements of the mixture, the borax and the water. So we wanna mix it as much as we can in about a minute's time. When we mix the ball, you'll see you're not gonna use all of the borax and water, but you'll understand that shortly, okay? So our first cup, we're just mixing it up. Our 1/2 tablespoon of borax and our 2 tablespoons of water for about a minute. What we're gonna mix in our second jar is gonna be 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of your liquid glue. Remember, white or clear, whatever you choose. Careful, it pours out really quickly if you have a big thing like this. And then whatever food coloring. I chose electric green. I got the fluorescent food colorings, which I'm super excited about. First time using, and they're beautiful. The ball I made earlier today was the electric blue. So again, you don't have to use the food coloring, but it's a lot funner if you do. And you're gonna mix that up. You're gonna mix your glue, 1 tablespoon glue, 1 tablespoon cornstarch, and your food coloring. This is a lot thicker than your first little mixture you made. So we're gonna just mix that up really nicely. It's gonna be a real creamy texture when we finish. This electric green is gorgeous. Doesn't have to be perfect. You just want to get everything mixed in real well. I can hear it pulling. It's so sticky. Okay, got this mixture ready. We are going to add, and I'm going to stir it one more time before I add it. I'm going to add my mixture of borax and water to my second cup mixture. Stir it one last time, and then I'm just going to pour it all in. You're gonna note that not all of the borax is gonna leave your cup. It's gonna be stuck because again, it was so saturated, not enough of it could come out, could be dissolved. No more of it could be dissolved in your water. You're gonna put it in there and you're gonna let it sit for 15 seconds without mixing or anything, just kind of letting things start to mix together a little bit. Once it gets its 15 seconds of rest, we're gonna start mixing. It's gonna get hard to mix very quickly. So after 15 seconds, start mixing. When it gets too hard, I start using my hands. Quickest, easiest way to do it. Doesn't make a mess, doesn't poison you, nothing. Okay, so now I'm gonna start mixing it up. I have to pull it off with my stick because it's already really bonding. And you'll see this is what it looks like. A lot of water still left. So I'm gonna take my mixture out and I'm gonna start mixing with my fingers. I'm just gonna kind of press down into my jar, my cup, kind of mixing everything up. Mixing, 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 mixing. Keep pressing down. It's gonna absorb a little bit more water and some of your borax. So you wanna get it nice and squishy in there. When it's really firm and you don't think you can get any more, which it doesn't take long, guys, 30 seconds or so, I'm gonna pick this mixture up and I'm gonna mix it with my fingers and my hand. I'm just gonna squeeze it, kind of finish mixing it together real well. And I'm gonna start to make it into a ball shape. You wanna make it as round as you can because obviously it's a ball. So if it's not round, when you bounce it, it's kind of gonna go crazy, which is a good prank to play on other people, right? So I'm gonna wipe my hands off because I feel some of the borax remnants on it. I don't want that to keep being so sticky on me. And I'm gonna try to roll it into a ball. Okay, just kind of, you can see this is where I'm at right now. If you had a little tiny, maybe one of those little Easter egg containers that has like you get the little prizes out of at the store. If you had one of those, you could probably use that as a good mold for this. But I don't, so I'm gonna do this by hand. Okay, when you finish, you will have your bouncy ball. Already, it bounces, but we're gonna let it dry a little longer. Again, this is the one from earlier. As you can see, has a lot of bounce to it. It makes a nice sized ball that's pretty big and less, probably less easy for children or animals to choke on because it's a little fat. But of course, be careful because they can choke on something this size as well. Hope you enjoyed this video. Post pictures of